they closed the school down, and all of these kids end up going back to their homes. And, dude,
their parents start laughing.
When they get home, all of their families start to laugh the same way they were.
It's like a plague.
This outbreak of laughter.
Yeah.
And everybody started having it. And pretty much, bro, it started spreading throughout the whole country.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the TP4Y podcast. What's up, dude? Oh, uppercut. Okay.
Full combo? I almost dropped my mic.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard. I like that.
How you doing, Doc?
Doing pretty darn good, dude. But I just wanted to get right into it, dude. I seen this thing that happened over the weekend, or I think it happened maybe a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Did you see anything that happened recently in Las Vegas?
No, I don't think so.
Some people take internet beefs to the next level. I think this happened maybe over the weekend. Happened in June though. Happened this month.
Yeah.
There were these two YouTubers. One dude's name is Sin City Manny, and the other YouTuber's name was Finny the Legend.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really even know what these dudes do on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're kind of like streaming guys, talk about music or whatever. These two dudes had beef with each other a lot recently over the internet.
Yeah.
Or I think they had beef for a minute actually. And their beef was just over some petty stuff, They were copyright claiming each other's things or whatever, and they just had a lot of back and forth on the internet where at points Sin City Manny would even send this guy death threats and stuff.
Whoa, it was getting that bad.
Yeah, this dude Sin City Manny lived in Las Vegas. He's from there.
Yeah.
Recently, the dude Finny decided to go to Las Vegas with his wife.
Just on some visiting
just to go, you vlog, do content. This dude Manny finds out that his biggest op
is in town.
And there's literal videos of this dude Manny driving around I'm looking. He's like this, I'm looking for my babies. I'll show you the videos later, bro. This dude's insane. He goes searching for this dude all over Vegas, pretty much. Calling him a pussy. Bro, I was in every casino. I couldn't find you. Where you at? You know what I mean? All this. This dude Finny the Legend. He's streaming. He's on the strip with his wife. At the same time, Sin City Manny is also on the strip, and his wife is streaming. They bump into each other. Yeah. Well, Sin City Manny's probably looking for this dude. Finds him. And live on stream, shoots Finny the Legend dead and shoots his wife.
This just happened?
This just happened, bro. And there's video of it. The stream was live.
You have the footage?
I'll show it to you. You want to see it?
Oh, my God.
So you don't really see...
Yeah, you're not going to see the
shots,
yeah,
but
they dropped the camera?
You see, bro, so he shoots the dude.
Yeah.
His wife grabs the camera and is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then he shoots her and kills her, and it kills both of them. And then I think maybe
YouTube beef getting this crazy?
Getting crazy, bro. And then a couple of days later, the dude, Sin City Manny, ended up turning himself into the police.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Wait, what, do you want to see the video of him in the car looking for bruh first? Or
yeah, show me the video of him looking for
bruh
first. Yeah.
So yeah, this is video. This is I'm not sure, but I think there's literally a couple of days before he killed them.
Yeah.
So maybe the day before or something like that.
Jerome, I'm out here searching for my baby.
Dude.
I went through every fucking casino there is. I heard there's one of my biggest fans here in fucking town. I was dying to see him. I'm fucking dying to see him. What are we doing, field bar tonight? Is that what we're doing? I'll fucking be there.
Yeah, so this dude's obviously unhinged.
Yeah, he's definitely
and
unhinged.
This is the video that went super viral over the weekend of him killing this dude and his wife.
Let me see. And this is her live streaming?
This is bruh. So this is... Yeah, bro. So YouTube beef is getting crazy.
And they're both YouTubers.
They're both YouTubers.
Bro, I'm in disbelief the way that the shot was got, bro. They really got it really good.
Yeah, and you got actually
you see, bro, clearly he's cooked.
And there's another angle of Manny's wife streaming while they're walking, and you could even see Finny the Legend on the side.
Up.
No, on the side of the because they're posted up on the
strip.
On the strip, just looking at some water fountain or something like that.
Wow.
And in her stream, you could see them on the side.
Yeah.
She keeps walking as her husband goes and confronts them, and then that's when he shoots them dead.
Bro, this is what I be trying to say, dude. This is the type of stuff where I always say nowadays, and I was talking about this with my brother yesterday. I was like, I don't care what the situation is. If I'm forced into it, whatever, bro. I guess it's just my time. But I don't be trying to beef because like nowadays, like back in the day, bro, if we was gonna beef, bro, we was gonna fade. We was gonna run the ones. Nowadays,
you're gonna shoot someone.
I'm not even playing that game.
Someone's
bro,
gonna get shot.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game.
Someone's gonna get killed. And I think like a week before this happened, that dude, the one who died, Finney.
Yeah.
He was like on stream with like a bunch of other people, and he was pretty much like calling bro pussy, and that the dude is like mentally ill, and pretty much talking shit about bro, saying that he wants to kill himself and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then a week later, the dude ends up killing him. Yeah.
See. Okay. So what? Like, who was the one that was saying that they were a pussy? Was it the
one who died?
Okay.
He was calling other bro pussy, saying that he was mentally ill and that he wants to like be like him or whatever.
Who was the one giving death threats? The other guy who killed him?
Yeah, the one who killed him is the one who was giving death threats to the dude he ended up killing.
Was not. These are not just threats anymore.
No, he was giving him promises, damn near.
Wow, and he confirmedly murdered both of them.
He murdered both of them. Wow. He shot bruh and then shot the wife afterwards and then ran off. I think bruh died on the scene.
Yeah,
and then I think
the wife died in the hospital.
Yeah, they took them both to the hospital, and then the wife ended up dying in the hospital.
Dude, that's so dark. And the fact that they got the footage so clearly.
Crazy. There's multiple angles. I've seen other videos. I just didn't want to. I'll show you like later off camera or whatever. Yeah. You can put it up if you want to.
Yeah.
But there's videos of like people in their car. Because this is the Vegas Strip. There's people walking around like.
Oh, me? You know what I mean? It looked like it was already packed right there.
It's packed. So there's a video of someone in their car, and you can see their bodies like on the floor. Like
really?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, dude. This is what I be saying, bro. The internet stuff, some people don't understand. Like, especially these guys look a little bit older. They probably look
they're like in their 40s. Yeah, exactly, they're in their 40s.
Bro,
they're too old to be.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like this internet stuff, bro. The young dudes that you want to joke with and talk smack to, whatever, whoopty whoop, they might play into your game where they'll just have the back and forth online. But the older generation of dudes that don't really understand the internet too much, or they just starting to get into it, bro, they're not playing with you, bro.
They're going to think it's serious.
They're going to really think it's serious and be like, oh, nah, I don't care what you're talking about. You're sorry or you was just kidding. Whoopty whoop. Bro, you're cooked.
Yeah.
This guy really found, bro, and killed him. He was like, okay. He said it's good. That's how you know he was out for blood.
He's from Vegas. That dude, the dude who killed him
saw that the guy
was in his town. Yeah, so he was like, oh, he's in my town. I'm gonna go find him. You know
see, that's what I mean, bro. It's like even traveling is so crazy sometimes.
Yeah, bro.
Especially if you're gonna have beef with people online. Like, I'm not gonna be like this.
He probably didn't think that something like that would ever happen in a million years. He probably thought it was just internet beef. Like,
I know, but dude, you gotta be prepared for stuff like that. Like, if somebody's threatening my life, I'm taking it serious.
Yeah, I don't think he took this dude serious at all. And I've seen other videos of him, bro, and like, you could clearly tell this dude is like, he's a very aggressive type of guy.
The guy who got shot?
The guy who shot him.
Oh, yeah, you could tell.
You know what I mean? There's other videos of him. You can
tell based off that video right there. He's talking about, I'm looking for my baby.
Yeah. Bruh's a little bit unhinged. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because I've seen other videos of the dude who did get shot, and he seems more of like a chill guy. Like, he seems pretty chill. Yeah. Compared to this other dude that he was beefing with, bro, you could tell that he's like a little bit. Yeah, he probably like beats his wife type. He gives me those type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, not accusing bruh of anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even though he did kill a guy. I was going to say, two people. Yeah. You know, but.
I mean, he shot a girl, bro. Yeah. Hitting his girl is the least of his worries.
Bro. So
let's keep it real.
I'm going to couch you, bro. I think that he's probably done a lot more worse, a lot of other bad stuff besides, you know what I mean, shooting this guy.
Bro, if you're that quick to get angry and up a gun, you didn't even try to throw hands with the dude, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
That's the thing I say of like, I just don't respect guys like that, where it's like, you'll start beef and then, because I don't know who started it, right? Do you?
I don't even know, Froze. I think it was gonna say, like, I didn't even know what they were beefing over. It was something dumb. I heard it was over like copyright. They were copyright striking each other's content or something like that. And I think
it's like whoever started it.
Yeah, I think like the dude Manny was copyright striking the other dudes. The dude he killed. Finney the Legends, and Finney the Legends pretty much like talking shit because he was like, bro, you know that if I get one more strike, like, you know what I mean, my channel is done. It was something like that, or vice versa. I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't something that serious. You got to go and kill, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's what I mean, because that's like me going to TikTok, and I go to the TikTok headquarters, you know, and I just go over there and I do a Joker on them, you know.
Yeah, you get what you deserve.
How about another Joker? Yeah, it's like, come on, bro, that's so crazy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I don't know. We just live in such a weird time where I think some people forget the virtual world versus the reality of you think you're protected behind the screen forever.
Yeah, bro.
But it's like, bro, if they catch your ass, you're cooked.
And also, you should know, like, bro, if we end up having beef with someone from, I don't know, bro, like, New Orleans or something.
Yeah.
And these dudes look like they're crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
I'm not going there.
we're probably not going to New Orleans.
I'm just
dude.
being honest. It's like, okay, let's X that off the list.
And it's not even because, like, and I feel like
destinations.
a lot of dudes are like,
They don't want to be like,
you're pussy,
I'm not
bro.
pussy. I'm not pussy, bro.
You're pussy, bro. You
Yeah.
ain't gonna go. It's like,
Yeah.
one, why do I need to go over there?
Yeah, for what?
It's not
Vampires?
that crazy. Yeah, jambalaya. I could get that somewhere else.
Yeah.
I know it's probably super good over there, but it's
Cool.
like, bro, I'm not gonna risk this crazy ass guy finding out that I'm where he's from.
Yeah.
and then him, looking for me and
Me.
shit. You know what I mean?
And let alone, you're hella funny. Let alone me going with my girl out of all people. Like, at least if I'm going with my homies, we going deep.
That's different.
It's like, all right, bro. It's
Me and my
cool.
girl
But it's me and my girl.
in Vegas.
bro.
We probably was drinking a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm super comfortable. I'm
You know what I
watching
mean?
the water go and
Hella off guard.
fireworks. I'm super off guard. bro.
Hella off guard.
You know what I'm
bruh.
saying? That's like somebody catching me at Disneyland,
I
bro.
swear to God.
Like, come on, bro. I just got off the what car, bro? The new Guardians ride, bro.
Man.
I'm juiced. And then you go and get me?
Yeah, oh God, crazy.
I really don't know, but damn.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude.
That
And that's
is wild
bro,
footage.
Like, I think I said it in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
We are gonna see
Start seeing, yep.
more.
No, we
of
were
these
saying it,
people
yeah.
online
Yeah.
dying live on stream. Bro,
Yeah.
I think I've told like 4 stories this year
already
alone
know.
about that.
Yeah. Not even just guys doing it themselves.
You know what I mean?
feel
Or
me?
people, harassing them to the next
Yeah.
level where it's like, bro, it used to be a safe thing, I feel like, where you could stream publicly or whatever, but I feel like nowadays
Yeah.
it's getting real tricky. Like, we literally said the scenario before, like, you have
Several
beef with
times.
somebody,
Yep.
they find out where you're at through your stream and
Yeah.
then find you.
They're just like, oh, okay, he's on that part of the Vegas Strip.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what that's
Yeah, I
at.
know exactly where that's
He's
at.
in
'cause I
front of the
live here.
Bellagio.
Yeah. He's
That's
He was
really
like,
where bro
bro,
died.
yeah.
Though. He died in front of the Bellagio though.
really?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh, yeah, because, bro, I'm a native.
yeah. He knows
Like, I
exactly
live
where.
here,
Yeah, he
bro.
knows where all that's at.
Yeah. So he's just like, oh, that's 20 minutes out.
Yeah, and I think Sin City Manny, the dude who killed him, probably
Yeah.
was looking at us like, oh, he's trolling me.
Yeah.
He's coming to
He
my
came here.
town.
Yeah.
and
He's
he
trying
see-
to
yeah, yeah.
show, like, you know what I think it is? I think it's the same thing as like when it's the whole hood thing where you see hood niggas, they'll jump on live and be like,
6ix9ine going to
I'm in
Lil
your
Block.
block.
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah,
your
yeah,
block
yeah.
right now. What y'all finna do?
Yeah,
Da,
yeah,
da, da,
yeah,
da.
yeah.
And it's like, bro, you're only staying there for 2 minutes and then you're out of there.
Yeah,
You're jumping
exactly.
right in your car
Yeah.
and just like, bro, hurry up and get us out of here now.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. Yeah, I think he probably did look at it like that because I think that dude, Sin City Manny,
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably grew up in a lot of hood shit. You could tell he probably did a little bit. And he still has that culture in his brain where it's just like, oh, okay, you pulled up to my city, bruh.
He for sure does.
Trying to, you feel me?
Because the video of him that I seen of him giving Fanny the Legend death threats,
Yeah.
he's like with some other dude, and they're both damn near like, we'll fucking kill you. You know, they were saying
Yeah.
hella crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like you could tell he for sure was affiliated or was friends or knew people that were affiliated
Yeah,
with
connected
that life.
to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like he kind of has a little bit of that on him. And dude, to go out and kill, bruh,
That's what I'm saying.
you ruin your whole life.
Yeah,
bruh.
you ruined your whole life for beef. It's
Your
like,
YouTuber career is done.
yeah. Did he have like a cool amount of clout or were they both up?
I mean, I never heard of these guys until this.
Me neither, yeah.
But they had like
Cool following?
a decent following, I think. I think on YouTube they maybe had like probably around like 50 to like 100K subscribers or something like that.
That's decent. That's
So
solid.
it's, it's pretty cool enough to have make
audience
make
and
a
shit.
cool living off
Yeah.
it or whatever. You know what I mean?
And wait, did who had more? I'm curious.
I honestly do not know for reals.
Damn.
I think Finney did.
Yeah, Finny.
I think Finney the Legend might have had more.
Okay.
I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure though.
That might have been a word to be.
Should I just look up their YouTube and see?
I think just real quick. Yeah,
Let me
please.
see. Let me
I'm
see.
curious because like I wonder if people are saying under his comments now too.
Oh wait, no, I'm bugging, bro. See, but it might be different now because people might have gone to their channel.
Yeah, blew it up.
and blew it up.
Yeah.
But off of this article they're looking at, okay, yeah. So, Finney the Legend only had 7.47 subscribers.
Wait, what'd you say? Yes.
7.47K subscribers,
Oh my god.
and he probably gained like maybe 1,000 after this happened.
yeah.
Let me look up Sin City Manny. And Sin City Manny also has a family channel too. What are the odds of that, huh?
Jeez.
I think Sin City Manny may have taken down his channel, bro. Yeah, I think bro took down his channel, bro, to be honest with you.
So you can't fight it no more.
Yeah, I don't even know how much he had.
Wow. Okay, he probably had a
Maybe around the
similar-
same
yeah.
amount, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit more. I don't know.
I mean, bro, look, I'm not even trying to get on nobody's journey on the YouTube journey, bro, because you feel me. We
But
had to
on
make our
Katu-
climb, but dude, for 7,000 subscribers,
There's no beef though. There shouldn't be no beef for 7,000.
Why are you copyrighting the dude that got 7,000 subscribers? Like,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
bro, this dude took it to the next level.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I was thinking that these guys were both like big creators that were on the rise. Or something.
I thought so too. That's why I thought it was like 40K, 50K, but bro only had 7,000 subscribers. I don't know if they were big on other platforms though.
Maybe
they might have been big like on Twitch or Instagram
Facebook
or something like that, Facebook or something like that. You know what I mean? But on YouTube, they probably only had like maybe 10K each.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Finny had fucking 7.
That is actually insane. You just went and did this to this guy. You killed him for your 10K followers. Or whatever.
That's crazy, dude. I mean?
That's sickening. That's very sickening. But hey, I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of even death, there is this weird phenomenon that happens every year in India where birds just kill themselves.
Like flying into like windows and stuff?
No. This has been happening in this certain part of India, and it's like in this one particular village. And this is gonna throw you off. Migrating birds are usually the ones that this happens to. It's usually like the migrating birds. Mm-hmm. Every year in September to October, from 6 to 9, all of these birds will just drop down to their deaths and just start hitting the ground.
Really?
In this one certain
dive bombing.
Yeah, in this one certain part of India. And nobody knows why they do this. They just kill themselves. And scientists, some of them believe that it could be because of the weather, or they said some of the lights. But I'm just like, okay, wait. How would this make sense if it's always like that every day? But it only happens in September to like October.
Every
year from 6 to 9. This is for real.
How long has it been happening? For like
It's been happening for a minute, bro. Like I think the first time they documented this was probably like, I think the early 2000s maybe.
And this has been happening ever since.
Or even past, I mean before that. Yeah, I could be super off.
But it's been happening for like 20 years.
It's been happening for a long ass time. And it always happens like clockwork. At the same time, the same day, the same month, for some weird reason. All these birds just start dive bombing into the ground and killing themselves.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. And it's only in that certain part. I know you wanted to make a joke. Don't do it. I was going to do it. But why aren't they doing that all over the country?
I don't know. Maybe that one place.
It's like super stinky.
Maybe it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like rush hour there type thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like all the food stands come out.
Yeah.
You know, they make hella shit. And it's like.
But why wouldn't they control their flight?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe the smell of whatever they're making.
Yeah.
This is fucked up. I'm never gonna say it, bro. But you get what I'm alluding to.
I know.
They get what I'm alluding to.
I know what you're trying to do.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
A little goop scoop. You know, the smells might be a little crazy. Might make the birds. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is that? And just fly down. Like, yeah. It's like Birdemic.
Yeah. Me.
You ever seen that movie?
Nah, never. But I think it's on Sci-Fi, huh?
Terrible movie.
It's one of the sci-fi movies?
Yeah.
Like
I'm talking about like PNG,
like Sharknado and stuff?
Yeah, I'm talking about like PNG images of birds dive bombing and exploding.
Yeah, see. Yeah, pretty much it's something similar to that. But to this day, that's just a theory that they have, but they're still not concrete on what is the reason why these birds are doing that in this certain area.
What do you think it is?
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I think there's some type of like, I would say magnetic, what's the word I'm looking for? Something with the
Bermuda Triangle type vibes.
Kind of, yeah. Where there's something that has to do with that part of the earth, like maybe under it, like under the ground. And it's like compelling these birds to like, but then again, I don't know why the time of year every year though. That's what's throwing me off a little bit.
That's why I feel like, I think it's more of a weather thing.
But what would make them do that for that one time of year?
Maybe that one time of year is like, it reaches a certain type of humidity and like, or like heat
in that one area,
in that city, and it just makes the birds like, oh damn, like faint damn near.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's possible.
Because I mean that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like even like bro, like in the Bay it's hella cold, but out here it's hella hot.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? But cities are gonna, even cities right next to each other will have different weather.
No,
you know
true. Yeah.
So that's why I'm more leaning towards that, because that's the most logical sounding thing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because like anything else, I'm just like, I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, but if you really want to go like sideways Lincoln Eyes, bro, there's for sure some type of, you know,
supernatural
underground government cave underneath that city that, you know, test on, you know what I mean, test radiation levels.
Yeah.
You know, they're testing on some radioactive thing that during that year that makes it so all the birds just fly out the sky or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
If you really want to go crazy conspiracy mode.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought this was super weird, but let us know what y'all think that is. Put it down in the comments. Let us know what y'all think that is. But I have no clue. That's the best explanation I can come up with, is that it's something with like the poles under the earth or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds so weird to me, because then why would it make the birds just...
I mean, but why would the weather just make the birds just
I
go
think maybe
like,
it make them faint. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they're not like choosing to dive bomb. Maybe they're just falling out of the sky because they fainted.
maybe.
You know, animals could faint.
Yeah, animals could faint, but I'm just like, a large group.
Like,
of
you ever
them? How
got hit?
often
You
does
ever
that
got
happen?
hit with like a heat wave?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. But like,
Maybe
okay,
it's something
but
like
no,
that.
it's very similar to the thing of like this. Okay, you remember that story I told you before of, I think it was called like Overtorn Bridge, where the dogs
were
would
killing
jump
themselves?
off?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
That
it just
one's
their
weird.
dogs?
That one's weird.
You feel what I'm trying to say?
Maybe that one's a weather thing too.
See what I'm saying? No, but it's just like,
you can always say that.
but
for
no,
it.
but
Yeah,
I'm
like,
saying
the
but-
meat's falling
but
out the
explain this
sky
though,
because the
explain this
weather,
though.
or whatever. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
explain this though. It's like, but how come some people can walk past that bridge with their dogs and their dogs won't jump?
There's only stray dogs.
No, nigga, there's some people that have their dogs and they'll jump.
Oh yeah, I don't know then.
So you see what I'm trying to say? So it's like, what can we just say that it's like, because some people say, oh, there's probably, they said there was like this whistling sound that could be going through like a rock or like some part of the bridge that's like kind of compelling the dogs to jump. But I'm just like, I mean, that's a decent theory.
That makes
But
sense, actually.
who really knows what these things are? That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I have no
Because it
idea.
would only be at a frequency that the dogs could hear.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be able to hear it anyways.
So it might like throw them off or whatever and they
Yeah,
want to jump
yeah,
off.
yeah.
But that's the only logical thing we could say. But like,
That makes sense,
I don't know.
actually.
Yeah, but if I'm going sideways, blinking eyes, dog, I'm just saying, I think this just might be some weird. I just don't know.
Some chemical warfare
Yeah.
that they're working up on.
Yeah, something, bro. And the fumes are hitting the every time that time of year.
But they've been working on it for this long.
Yeah, I
And it's only that time of the year that they work on the experiment.
That's
It's
what
like,
I mean.
what
It's
is
just
it? You
it's
know
just
what
like,
I'm
what
saying?
are the odds of like this, right? And this is where I say I don't think that the weather thing kind of works for me either. Why would it be if it's like this, right? September, October, November, December. From September and going back, like, you know, August, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, all of those months are pretty similar in like weather, right? Why out of nowhere? It's like, it doesn't happen in August, but wow, now it's September. Boom, the birds it starts happening to these birds every year. Why would that happen?
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know how the weather be in
India?
India. Like, does it
It's
get
hella
cold
humid.
out there?
It's pretty humid. I don't think it does that much, but I mean, I know they get some rain and stuff like that, but I don't think it's that
Maybe it
cold.
starts to get more humid because it's getting more towards like the end of the year. You know, the end of the year is usually colder.
Yeah.
So maybe September is like that in between where it's still hot,
Yeah.
but it's starting to get kind of cold. So it makes this like weird, thick, humid levels that makes the birds just kind of like, you know, like, oh shit, I don't know what's
But
going
then,
on.
I mean, wouldn't you think that would happen like,
With dogs and stuff too, and other animals.
yeah, like other animals that would be affected by this heat the same way?
Maybe it hits more because they're in the air where
Air?
it's clear, and they're getting the direct. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're getting it first.
Yeah. It is
maybe.
not being blocked off by, you know, like thousands of people that are walking throughout the city or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, bro, I've never heard of this in my life.
Did they ever, like, pick up a bird and test it to see if, like, something was wrong with
That's
it?
a
Like
very good question. I don't know about that. I don't know if they did, but I'm pretty sure they
They
did
had to, at
because
least
that's how
once.
they had to have concluded of not understanding what was going on with these birds because they probably were thinking like, okay, maybe this group of birds, something just.
Yeah, because how does it
sick or-
20 years later they don't have an explanation for that? It's
That's
kind
what
of
I mean.
insane. And it still happens. So this
Yeah.
year,
This year,
there's going to be birds flying out of
if
the
we
sky.
got any viewers from India,
Sorry.
sorry for, you know,
The
all
comments we
jokes.
made.
Yeah, but let us know, bruh. I'm curious. If it happens this year, I need to know.
Yeah. I'm
I
very
actually
curious.
need to
I wanna
know.
see there's got to be video footage.
There
of
has
it.
to be footage, yeah. I didn't see any footage though because I just looked up like, you know, I seen articles.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, but if
But
it happens every year,
There
someone
has
had
be
to have
footage,
went outside
yeah.
and took a video.
But then
of
again,
it.
you got to think about it. It's in like a village, so maybe
Someone's got a
not.
phone out there.
You think so? You
Bro,
think so?
nowadays, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Someone's
you're
got
right.
a phone. Some kid.
Yeah. There's like motherfuckers like in Africa that
Yeah.
will hunt like a gazelle and they got their phone.
Yeah, okay.
They live streaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Someone's got to have at least an iPhone 5,
Yeah, at least.
a 6, a 7,
Yeah.
maybe even like an Android phone.
Probably
Like to
Android.
record, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about that.
That's crazy. No, there's got to be footage of that, bro.
Yeah, there definitely. I think there is. I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think there has to be
Has
footage
to
of
be.
all
Has
these birds just dropping down and shit.
Has to be, bro. I'm curious on how that would look.
I know.
Does it look just like rainfall or something? Like they're just.
They said, and
in
I didn't
droves,
even
like
say
there's
it's
hella of
hella.
them.
It's hella. It's like, bro, they said it's damn near hundreds of birds
Really?
just dropping out of the sky. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So really, is it just? You think it's really just the weather?
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Hundreds?
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I think birds would be smart enough to be like, let's not fly
fly
to there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're like, okay, wait, why did all of them drop?
Yeah, let's not keep flying to there.
You feel what I'm saying? Because if you see birds, bro, something will happen. They'll all start panicking. They'll fly separate directions and stuff. So why would they all just go?
Maybe it's a thing
You know?
where it's like, this is me. This is the whole weird theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there are some, like certain animals like dogs and cats.
Yeah.
When they're about to die, they'll hide so that you won't see their dead bodies.
Yeah.
Maybe these birds are kind of the similar thing where it's like, these are all the elder birds.
Yeah.
Who know they're gonna die soon. They just all choose
this time of year.
city at this time of the year to fly over and die.
That's so random.
So that they're, the rest of their flock won't see them, die while they're flying regularly or something like that. You know what I mean?
Do birds do that?
I don't know if birds do that. But I'm saying,
okay.
I know
It's just a
other
theory.
animals do stuff similar to that where they wouldn't want to see their loved ones see them dead. So they'll go hide or they'll run off hella far away and then die on their own or something. And maybe because these birds are migrating birds, like you said.
Yeah.
Maybe
They're always
they
traveling.
So maybe they just know, like, all the older ones know, like, but it's gonna be our last year.
Yeah, it's
we
gonna be our
might
last
as well.
flight.
We might as well go to whatever city it's called and just fly over it for one last flight.
Yeah.
And then die over this city. You know what I mean? I don't know why they chose.
You want your last flight to be it? I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
mean-
kidding. I'm kidding. That was the last one. That was the last one.
Maybe they're like, fuck it, bro. Let's just go over there and just, drop dead.
Yeah, it's just plummet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes sense to me. I don't know if birds do stuff like that though.
Yeah.
But I know some birds are really like crows.
Hey, any
and,
bird enthusiasts.
yeah,
let
any
us know.
bird watchers out there, let us know.
Yeah.
Did they say what type of bird? Like the bird that does
They
is
said
it always the same
It's not
bird?
always the same bird. It's like
damn, it's always a different type of bird.
Yeah, I think it's like that's what's interesting.
Yeah, then I don't know. Then my theory doesn't make any sense then.
Because
Because if it was always the same bird, then that makes sense.
It's migrating birds, so it's pretty much any of them.
Yeah.
So unless that's just something that's in their DNA, but I've never heard of anything like
Never heard of
this.
that. I've never seen pigeons or
or goose
do
or
stuff like
geese.
that,
My bad. Yeah, it's like so it's any of them. That's what they're basically saying. It's not like a specific type. It's just the specific type is just migrating birds.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know how to explain
I
this.
gotta see footage of this. I
Yeah.
know somewhere.
You know
out
what?
there
Let me
there's
look it up.
footage
Let
of
me
it.
look and see if I can find footage. I'm actually curious. If there isn't, that's crazy.
There's gotta be.
Hold on, I gotta find.
Someone went out there, even visiting. Someone went out there and found footage of this.
Had to. Hold on. Is this real? Okay, wait. Okay, I don't know. This can't be India. This is just a weird video in general, Mike. Look at this. I'm thinking. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna
Is
be.
this from the town?
No, I don't know where this is from actually, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If this is what it looks like, this is interesting. But it seems like some of these birds look like they're still alive. But look at this footage. That's probably what it would look like.
Whoa.
And now, like, there's a lot of them that some of them flew off, but a couple of them died.
Whoa. Nah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
If it's like that, bro, if it's like that, there's gotta be like injuries because it happens in the city. You said, right?
Yes.
But there's gotta be people getting hit by those birds, bro.
That's what I mean, bro. Yeah, it's like it's in like a village. It's in like a village. So I don't know.
Still some people
I know what
getting
you
hit
mean.
by those
Yeah,
birds.
yeah.
Because like you even said that one of the theories was because the lights in the village. So it's like,
Yeah.
it must be a pretty cool sized village that they have.
Yes.
Lights that could fuck these birds up.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I don't see footage. I think it might be one of those type of villages, bro, where they just documented it.
And they just never think it's just so normal to them. They're like, it's this time of the year. Get your metal umbrellas out. You know what I mean? Because the birds are gonna be flying
it's
down.
the same thing of like you would think there would be footage of the dogs on overtorn bridge jumping. But it's like, who's gonna record that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who's gonna set up a camera too?
Yeah, to catch that. It's like it probably just happens fast, and then you're just like, bro.
Yeah, nah, you're right. I think so too, bro.
So yeah, but I'm guessing it looks like that.
Nah, that's crazy. If it looks anything similar to that,
Because
that's
you see how they just said.
yeah, that's insane, bro. That's insane.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Speaking of footage, I think this picture is actual proof of ghosts or spirits or something. It's about these 4 kids that were driving on this, foggy road to a rock concert. They're all heading to this rock concert. While they're driving, they end up losing control of their car and they crash. 3 of the kids survive.
One of them passed?
The 16-year-old boy that was sitting in the passenger seat ended up dying.
Oh, shit.
The kid that died, his name was John Boulware. When the police come, they take the kids to the hospital, and they take the kid's body out of the car. There was a police officer who had to take pictures of the crime scene.
Yeah.
So it's pretty normal. They take pictures of the crime scene. This guy goes and gets these photos developed.
Yeah.
When he gets the photos back, what he sees in the image is crazy. People all over call this the screaming spirit because the image that it shows, it looks like this kid screaming in pain above the car.
Wait, so let me ask you this. I'm not trying to, my bad for cutting you off. There's a picture of the kid, like when he's alive, right?
I'll show you a picture of the kid, and then I'll show you a picture of the accident and of the spirit that they say is in this image.
Do you think it looks like him?
It looks just like him.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Let's see this. This is actually.
So this is John.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
This is the accident, right? I don't know if you noticed anything in the image right now. If I'm gonna just show you,
zoom in.
This thing right here.
I know that looks like his head. Zoom in.
This is the spirit, and I could go back and forth. That's the kid,
dude.
That's the spirit that's
that
screaming.
Looks like his. Okay,
the
dude,
hair.
I was just gonna say
him screaming. It looks just like him. And you gotta think about it. He was on his way to a rock concert with his friends.
Yeah.
So him dying unexpectedly like that wouldn't be something that he's, able to accept at that point.
Yeah.
He's probably really upset by it. Like, no, I wasn't supposed to go yet. You know what I mean? Type of thing.
I was supposed to go see Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Dude.
So a lot of people think that this is his spirit that's screaming in agony.
Nigga, I think it's his spirit. 100%. And this was from a police's camera?
This is a police took this photo, and when he got it developed, like he took a bunch of pictures, and this just happened to be a kind of a blurry one because this is in the 80s, before Photoshop, before any of this stuff. He took this picture, got it developed, and it came out like this.
Dog. All right, before I say anything, bro. Well, okay.
And there's also this is a little extra.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just going to say.
I think this is kind of going a little too crazy. Supposedly, right here in this area, I can't see it personally, but I've seen people on Reddit saying that they can see it.
Yeah.
There's supposedly a brown Labrador right here. A lot of people saying they've seen a brown Labrador.
Yeah.
A week before this kid died, his brown Labrador died.
His brown Labrador
died. A lot of people think that his dog kind of was guiding him into like the spirit world or whatever.
Spirit world. Wow, dude. Okay, brother. Before I even get into anything, please. One more. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I need to see this again. I was just gonna say, dude, that's him.
That's crazy, huh?
Mike,
that's insane, right?
That's insane.
This is, to me, 100% proof.
That's proof, bro.
That there are spirits and ghosts and stuff.
Maybe I'm a gullible son of a bitch. Yeah. I believe it because what made it even more believable for me is the fact that this was taken on a cop's camera. What reason do he got to make a hoax?
And like I said, this is in 1984.
In a crime scene too?
Before Photoshop.
Yeah.
Before you were able to edit photos or anything like that.
And you know what makes it even more believable to me? Is the fact that it's not the stereotypical thing that you think you'll see a ghost. It's like, oh, here goes, what's the brother's name again?
John.
John's spirit. And it's like, it's him and he looks hella like see-through.
Yeah, and he's in the passenger seat.
Yeah, and he's like sitting in the passenger seat like this. And he looks hella see-through. He's like looking at the camera, kind of smiling.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
It's none of that. This is so strange of a shot that it's like, it just got the top of his head. Mm-hmm. And it's like
almost like he's like lifting up to, you know what I'm saying? Like another realm or whatever.
Bro, I believe it. What do you think, dude?
I believe it, bro. This looked too spot on like the kid. Like, even if it's just a random...
the way his hair's so shaggy and stuff, like it's the same.
Even if people are going to be in the comments talking about
I know.
Bro, it's just like a light fixture in the camera. My dad's cameras from the 80s, his pictures always look like that.
Yeah.
But dude, that little glitch in the camera in the picture looks way too similar like the kid who died.
That's what I'm saying. How is that
Why
possible?
didn't it look like any other kids?
Yeah,
why doesn't it look like just some blur?
Yeah.
Why can you actually see hair and a head?
That's what I'm trying to talk about. Because do you remember even back in the day when we would get a lot of the cryptid images of like the Mothman or whatever?
Yeah,
and then a lot of people would say like, okay, dude, this just was like a street sign and a guy was standing in front of it. So then, he had his arms up. So it made it look like he was like flexing, and it made it look like it was like the eyes were like this and then the black figure.
Or the Loch Ness Monster image where it's just a branch that's floating in the water.
Or they said it was like an elephant's trunk going up and it was just really zoomed out. You know what I mean? And then so they were like, look, it's Nessie. But this you can't do that with. You could try to say, oh, it's a smudge on the lens. Or it's a this
What
on
a
the...
coincidence,
Yeah,
though.
what a coincidence of a smudge on the lens.
Looks exactly like the kid who died.
You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of that one episode of Rick and Morty where, you know, remember where it was just like Morty saw that he was like looking through the telescope and then he saw the guy on the moon. And then I forgot who said it was just like, it's just a smudge on the lens. And he was like, a smudge on the lens?
yeah.
Bro, that killed me.
Yeah, I know. Because I think people are always going to try to go to whatever they think is logical.
Yeah. I think that's just human beings, bro.
They can never just believe like, no, that actually might be bruh's spirit. Yeah. They always got to go, it's a smudge on the lens. It was a glitch in the... You know what I mean? In the camera, someone opened the door while they were developing the photos, so it messed up the image or anything. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
That looks too real to me.
Even if it doesn't help that it's a blurry image and there's a lot of like, you know, light problems with it. Yeah. But dude.
But what is it supposed to be? Is a ghost gonna sit there and pose up straight for the camera? Hella clear.
One of these, you know.
It's like that kid. He looked like he was going through it. Like, bro, I don't even realize I'm dead. Yeah. Why are my hands see through? Or why, whatever. But I'm just being honest. I don't even care what people say anymore, bro. We could literally have the clouds part and open in front of us, and the Archangel Michael can drop down himself, right? Yeah. And nobody is gonna. We're all gonna sit there and say, CGI.
No, literally, I literally had this conversation last night with my girl. I was driving through like this foresty area. And randomly, I was like, "What if I seen Bigfoot on the side of the road?"
Yeah, just walking.
And I was like, "What? Like if I got out the car and I would like took a picture of him." Yeah. My girl said that she would get in the car and drive and leave me there. Yeah. And I was like, why? And she was like, even if you do take this picture and post it online, no one's gonna believe it. They're gonna think it's AI. Yeah. They're gonna think it's something else.
It's me in the suit. They're like, that's bruh's boy, bro. Y'all are so weird. Why would y'all go at night and just do all this?
So she's like, even if you do get a photo and video of you pulling on its fur or whatever, no one's gonna believe that it's real.
Even if you go, let's say you go and you're like, bro, oh my God, look at this creature. You go, you shoot and kill Bigfoot. Yeah. The only way they're going to believe you is if you bring the body in.
And not even, I would have to bring the body to everybody who's denying that it's fake. Yeah. Like I had to go to their house and show them the dead body of the Bigfoot.
You got to show them like, look, I'm trying to take it off. It's not a mask.
Come touch it.
Come touch this thing.
You know what I mean? That's the only way people are going to believe you. And then my girl's all funny. She even said like, the people who are going to believe you. Yeah. You don't want those people to believe you. You don't want those people to believe you.
They're the tinfoil hat guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't. Because they're going to sit there and be like, that means Lord Xenu and...
all this. And I'm like, bro, I don't want you to believe me.
Yeah, it's like, okay, bro, never mind. Yeah. Keep it real, bro. Never mind, bro. I'm keeping it to myself. Exactly. So, yeah, I feel what you're saying, bro. That is probably one of the best things I've seen for ghosts. Let me know what y'all think, because that's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's real.
That's proof to me.
That's proof to me. That's enough. Yeah. Maybe I am like I have low standards for ghosts, but like.
And maybe I've been tricked. Maybe all these articles I'm going to about this photo, they're all just in on it.
Yeah, they're all in on the joke.
Let's get these guys, you know what I mean? But you told me since 1984. Yeah. No one's been able to debunk this or find any type of, shadiness behind these photos or whatever.
That's what I mean, because there's a lot for everything else we're talking about, like the Mothman or
the Bigfoot, the dude in the suit or whatever. You know what I mean?
Or even, do you remember that picture that was super popular back in the day? I think even in the 90s, I believe it was a picture in San Francisco where the Mothman was at the. I forgot if it was
the bridge.
Yeah, at the bridge.
I don't know if that was. I don't think that was San Francisco. It was another. I know what image you're talking about though.
Yeah, I think it was San Francisco.
It might have been. If anything, it might have been like the Bay Bridge or no. The Bay Bridge was built at the time. I think it was. If it was a bridge, it was the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I don't remember if it was in San Francisco or if it was just like another bridge in like Mississippi or something like that. But I do know what image you're talking about, where he's sitting on the side of it or something like that.
One where he's like, as the bridge like kind of collapsed or it was falling or something like that, or like a piece of it broke.
Yeah, you see him on top, right?
You see him like, no, he's like flying away from it. Yeah, and they said that they think that it was because of him, and there was like all these other weird theories and stuff. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but what the hell is that?
That's crazy. This is proof to me that there are stuff like that. And I know I'm talking about like the Ghost Adventure guys, or you know what I mean, real or anything like that, but.
Did you see?
Recently they went.
Yeah, he went to court.
He went to court with his girl. Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
that's crazy as hell, bro. That bitch.
Imagine that, bro. You got to go to court with your girl. She's sitting right across from you. She tried to assassinate me with freaking. I forgot the guy's name.
Some psycho that's in jail.
Yeah. I forgot bro's name, but he is like a well-known killer, bro. I was like, are you kidding me? You saw this guy on freaking 48 hours or something, and then you were just like, he's kind of cute.
And I'm over there brushing my teeth.
Yeah, I'm over there brushing my teeth. I'm gonna say, what episode is it, babe? She's like, I don't know, but it's a really good one. And I'm just like,
she's over getting a little, you know what I mean?
She get a little, you feel me?
A little moist,
couple teardrops down there.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm just like, that's so crazy to me, and I'm so stupid,
oblivious to it.
I'm so oblivious.
Yeah, babe. Today was a crazy film day.
Today was a crazy film day. Today we actually caught the ghost of Blackbeard.
Yeah,
crazy. My girl's just like, yeah, whatever.
She doesn't give a fuck about none of that.
She's like, whatever.
She doesn't care about none of those ghosts.
She's like, I don't want to know about people that are already dead.
Yeah.
I want to know about a dude who does it himself.
Yeah, no, that's insane, dude. That's crazy.
That's so crazy to me. But
yeah, I'm gonna lie. I do think
that kid, that was really him.
Like spirits to a certain degree
are real. Yeah.
And I went down a rabbit hole seeing other pictures of like spirits, and I'm like, this one clearly is fake.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like you know, there's like a picture that everyone's like,
bro, has the skateboard still,
bro. Like there's one that I see, bro. I'm like, dude, this one's fake, bro. It's like an old
skateboard's a ghost too.
It's like an old. It's like an old timey car, and there's a guy like driving it, and in the backseat you see like a businessman in the backseat looking at the camera, and I'm like.
Yeah, like, come on, how'd you catch that?
There's no way that's real. I think if you're going to catch images of spirits, it's going to look like this.
Yes, where they're not like...
It's not a full body.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense to me. Because even certain footage where I'd be like, okay, that might be real. Every time I've seen it, I forgot who posted this video, but it was like this lady had I think it was her doorbell cam, but it was like in the backyard.
And you see the dude face through
the fence.
Yes,
but you just see like it's almost just the top of his head. Is that not insane?
And he clearly phases into the fence.
And like when he goes past, you kind of see like this weird reflection on the camera happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That one was a little trippy.
That made me believe it too.
But the thing is, and the reason why I believe this more, is because it happened back in the day.
That's what I mean.
Where there's
I get what you're saying.
Trickery.
It's just hard to believe it nowadays.
Like seeing a Ring camera, I'm like, bro, this is like promo for the new Paranormal Activity. I'm thinking stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like this is from the 1980s.
Yeah. This is so weird.
Why would a police officer like?
Yeah, be like,
let me
you know, it'd be funny.
Yeah. From this kid that died tragically, let me put a little spirit above the car.
And how old was bro? Was he like
16?
Jeez, I don't think they'll play those games. Which somebody's dead body, like there's a difference if we're playing with Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster, or the Jersey Devil, and all these other creatures. It's like, okay, cool. We can go and just say like, oh look, I found this footage of Bigfoot and he's walking through the woods and it's like my boy dressed up as that. And then after we get some beers, it's like whatever, nigga, let's make a hoax today.
Yeah,
right?
That's different.
But you're gonna hoax a child's death and say he's a spirit? I don't believe it. Let alone a cop.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe I'm naive.
Yeah,
but
what would he get out of it though?
That's what I mean.
Like they made money off of this. They didn't make no movies about this.
None of these guys that were doing all this stuff were not making money. Majority of them. And if you did, you were doing stuff like Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures or whatever. It's like, that's it.
Yeah, because this cop didn't go and write a book about, what I mean, seeing the spirit of this kid or whatever. It's like,
at all.
He just seen this like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude, that's interesting as hell. I'm not going to lie. But dude, no. This is going to blow your mind. And I don't know how to explain this, and neither do scientists till this day. There was this outbreak that was called the laughing epidemic of Tanzania. This happened in 1962 in Tanzania, and it started at this school for like these little kids. There's about like 158 or 59 kids at this school. Randomly one day, a couple of the kids just started laughing, and their teachers were like, yo, you got to stop. But they wouldn't. So they were like, what the hell is going on?
Some Joker type stuff.
Yes, like Joker toxin or something. So then after that, it spread from like 3 kids to like 10 kids. So they were like, what is going on? Like, are they all in on some joke or something? Then some of the teachers started laughing. So everybody was like, what is going on? Eventually, it got to about like 89 out of the 158 kids in the school and the staff were all laughing.
Really?
Yes, uncontrollably, and they couldn't stop. So everybody was like, what the hell is even going on? So then it got to the point where majority, pretty much all of the people at the school, except like a couple staff, were all laughing. They eventually were like, we just got to close the school down. We got to close the school down for right now. They closed the school down, and all of these kids end up going back to their homes. And, dude,
their parents start laughing.
When they get home, all of their families start to laugh the same way they were.
It's like a plague.
That's why they call it that. Yeah. So it was super crazy. It was like this outbreak of laughter.
Yeah.
And everybody started having it. And pretty much, bro, it started spreading throughout the whole country.
Really?
Yes, where it affected over thousands, bro, of people. Thousands of people that were just having this thing where they would have uncontrollable laughing for stupid long. Bro, this went on for about, they said, 6 to 18 months. Constant laughing.
Wow.
Yeah. So over a year of just laughing the entire time, and people were getting hurt from, just like all the muscle spasms, things like that from laughing so long. After that 18-month period, eventually it slowly just started to go down until it just disappeared forever.
Bro, it's like the dancing plague.
That's what I was going to say. Yes, it's literally like the dancing plague of 1518. Yeah. Super weird. And till this day, nobody knows what that was. People are like, maybe it was like mass hysteria. Maybe it was this. But scientists were like, no.
But why did it start in the kids? And why would it be
And it just started in that one school. Yeah. And what made it contagious? And it's not like they had all these other symptoms.
It was just laughing.
It was just like crazy laughter and they couldn't stop.
See, I was thinking maybe it was like a type of gas that's in like the vents of the school or something, but that doesn't explain why when they went home, their family started laughing and then it spread to the rest of the town.
Because their family goes to work and then they it went through the whole country.
Nah, that's crazy.
So it affected thousands of people all throughout
and they don't know why people were just laughing.
Till this day, they still don't know. People still want to know what the hell that was.
Well, what year did this happen again?
It happened in 1962.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, super crazy. I don't know how to explain this, and neither does anyone else. Yeah, and they called it the laughing epidemic.
And it was like hysterical laughing.
Hysterical. I'm talking Joker or damn near.
Yeah.
They're weak.
Nah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That must be haunting. Just
I'm
to
telling
hear that
you're
constantly.
just hearing like mass
like
laughing.
hyenas.
Yeah. Crazy. And it was called the laughing epidemic of 1962.
Wow.
Yeah. Super weird.
What do you think it was? I'm thinking it's some type of gas that was in the air.
I'm thinking it was some type of neurological. I don't even know, dude. I can't because even like you said, the gas, what would cause
I'm thinking
everybody?
maybe like the.
And why haven't we found out the gas yet?
Yeah, I don't know what it is then. Maybe it's like I'm thinking like it's some like chemical fume.
Yeah.
That the kids and the people from that school breathed in.
Yeah.
And then them laughing and breathing on other people.
Yeah.
Made them inhale the same thing.
Yeah.
That's I don't know, but that's a stretch.
Yeah, see, that's a stretch.
That's a
it's
stretch.
like once you start trying to go with all the theories, the more it starts making like not
less
any sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like this. What is laughing? Because think about it. Something you laugh at, I might not.
Yeah.
So what is this?
But there is contagious laughter though. That is a thing.
There is contagious laughter, but my nigga,
To that extent?
To that extent for 18 months?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
It's the same way with the dancing.
It's the same thing with the dancing plague. Like there was a lot of theories of like, well, it probably was this, but dancing until you're dead.
Yeah.
Dance till you're dead.
Yeah, on God. They was turning up. Yeah, on God. Yeah, it's
sorry.
yeah,
but you know what I mean? It's just crazy. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
I could understand people are just like, oh yeah, well, it was just mass hysteria. That's what people said with the dancing plague. That was like one of the biggest theories it was like everyone just went crazy.
People saying because the heat was making them have like spasms and stuff like that. But
that it looked like dancing.
The dancing was weird to me because there was people who would join in on the dance and then get stuck.
That's what I'm saying. So it's the same thing with this. These people would go home and then now it's like, why is my daughter just laughing? And then bro's.
Yeah, and then he started laughing.
So now he's laughing too. I don't understand this.
That's frightening, bro.
Yeah.
How much people do you think killed themselves during that time?
Oh, dude, it was probably a coup.
There's got to be a lot of people.
It was probably a coup.
Yeah,
there was probably a coup.
Hung themselves or something.
Yeah, because a lot of people, bro, they were going through shit.
But that's psycho stuff.
Yeah.
Like you would actually go crazy from that.
Yeah, because it's like I'm laughing even when I don't want to.
Yeah, for years straight.
I'm crying. I don't know if you
my mom just died, and we were laughing at her funeral.
Yeah, even the pastor's laughing. Yeah, it's like he can't even get through the whole service.
And I think the people who didn't get affected by it, that weren't laughing, they went crazy too.
Oh, they had to.
Everywhere they go, they hear people laughing.
Yeah. Like it didn't matter what it was. You're on a train, you hearing laughing.
Yeah.
You on this, you hearing laughing. You going through the city, you hearing laughing.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather have, the dancing or the laughing?
The laughing? I think I'd rather have the laughing because the laughing. I don't think I don't think too many people died from it, but it was probably like a few people that that were probably like older people because they were laughing too much. They died. But if you're young, bro, you'll probably be cool. You'll just have like probably like some sore muscles.
Yeah.
Couple pains, things like that, but
I think if you're really young, it might be a little dangerous for you.
Yeah, if you're really young too, you're definitely probably cooked. Yeah. But it's weird though. It just vanished.
That's crazy.
Same
thing with the dancing.
I was going to say,
it just stopped one day.
So I don't know. I don't know what these things are. That's what I mean. That's one of those phenomenons that just we will never be able to really explain.
There's got to be some like aliens that are like, bro, hit him with the dancing beam.
Yeah,
hit him with the laughing beam.
Hit him with the laughing beam, yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens first.
You got the laugh gun, bro?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I got it. It's already locked and loaded.
Yeah, shoot that whole country with that.
Yeah. Start with those kids right there. Because, it wouldn't be too far-fetched because I remember one of the craziest alien sightings was in an African, country.
Yeah, the kids at the school.
Yes. They said it freaking landed in their, playground or something.
And it told them,
it in their brain.
Right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They all said it.
And then years later, they interviewed those same kids, and they all were
when they're older, and they all said the same story.
Yeah, no.
What are the odds of that, bro?
Yeah, no, that's insane, bro. There's a lot of things that are just so
unexplained,
and I feel like we'll never get the answer to, which really, really sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, I seen this thing the other day. I seen on Netflix, and I seen a little bit of it on Reddit. In 2011, this huge earthquake hit Japan that killed 20,000 people. I don't know if you remember when that happened. We were pretty young when that happened.
I think I've seen footage
we've probably seen
when it happened.
News reports of it happening. Months after this disaster, a lot of people started seeing ghosts and spirits and stuff, supposedly.
Around the city?
Around the city. And the most craziest ones to me are the taxi drivers.
Really?
The taxi drivers supposedly were actually picking up dead people.
What?
Yes. There was this one dude, or there's a lot of guys who pretty much said that they would drive around and there would be businessmen or girls wearing winter coats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when this one dude said he picked up a girl wearing a winter coat and she told him to take her to this place that no longer existed anymore, that got affected by these earthquakes. That was pretty much just gone.
What?
The dude's confused at first. He's like, all right, well, yeah, I guess I could take you there.
Yeah. I'll take you to where that used to be.
He said mid-drive, he looked in the back seat, she's gone.
And there's a lot of reports of things like this happening.
A lot of reports of people there'll be people lined up at shelters.
Yeah.
They'll notice that some of these people were dead already. Or a lot of taxi drivers will say they'll pick up businessmen who will tell them to take me to my job or whatever.
Yeah.
And mid-drive,
they're not there.
The guy's not there no more. They're asking to be taken to places that were heavily affected by these earthquakes.
Yeah.
That no longer exist.
Dog, what do you think that is? If you could see them, how do you look is what I'm wondering. If I see a dead person in the backseat of my car and I don't know they're dead, are they do they look solid to me?
I don't know. That's the thing that's really weird.
Or do I just hear that door slam?
Yeah, and you hear them where, take me here, and you're like, all right, yeah,
all right, sweet. So I know somebody's in the car.
But you see them on the side of the road asking for a taxi. You know what I'm saying? Doing one of these.
That's interesting.
A lot of Japanese people believe that these spirits are called Yurei spirits.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much spirits who died suddenly or don't know that they're dead yet. And they pretty much have unfinished business on our plane of existence, so they haven't left to that other realm yet.
Whoa.
And that's why, because these people died in earthquakes or during a tsunami or whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't even know that it happened yet. They didn't even think that they survived it.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's why they're being asked to, take me back to this place that, no longer
doesn't
exists pretty much. Yeah.
Because they're almost stuck in that time.
Yes.
Yeah, that is so interesting.
And there's images of, supposed ghost spirits, getting into taxi cars from security cam footages and stuff like that. But the pictures that I've seen are they look a little
blurry.
They look a little weird. Yeah, watch it. I'll show you this one picture that I seen, bro. That, show me
the best one you think you've seen.
This is one of the only one but this is really bad too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They said that little thing in the red circle was a spirit or whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't believe it. I've seen actual videos of they're talking to the taxi driver guys and they sound like they've seen some shit. You know what I'm talking about? And there's other people in the city that said that they seen after this earthquake had happened, they had seen a bunch of stuff that isn't normal. Me
personally, the reason why, and that's why I said maybe I'm gullible and there is just some crazy motherfuckers on Earth. Why would you lie about this a couple years after this huge disaster?
Couple months.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this cop, the guy that, with the kid.
Yeah.
Why would you lie about something like this after hella people lost their lives?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I picked up somebody and then they were dead.
Yeah. And it was a bunch of taxi, not just one guy.
That's what I mean.
There's multiple taxi drivers that are yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah.
I picked up a businessman mid-drive, bro, just wasn't in my car anymore. After he told me to take him to this building that, that fell during the earthquake or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think it could be true because
a lot of people say it's also a grief thing where damn near everyone lost somebody.
Yeah.
So a lot of these taxi drivers or whatever.
But who are they grieving
Might
for?
have.
Some random guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would that be?
Some random girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's strange, bro. Do you grieve for anybody random?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Even if it's like a big event that happened like
Yeah.
that, I don't think I would just randomly start
Like,
seeing
look,
random people.
No offense to anybody who had families that lost their lives during, you feel me, 9/11. I'm not having nightmares about some guy in the World Trade Center.
Not even nightmares. Vividly seeing, bro.
Or just
on the
vividly
streets.
seeing, bro. Like, I could understand if I freaking murdered some guy in 2011 and now the guy is, like, haunting my dreams. I'm at the park playing basketball and, bro, like, you know what I mean? He's standing by the court hella far in the distance. And everybody's like, bro, you good?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm good. Or I'm driving to work.
But why just a random person? That's why I don't believe that grieving thing because that doesn't make sense. It's like, so all these taxi drivers are just grieving. Seeing businessmen and women.
Thank you. That's my point. I don't believe that.
That doesn't make sense. I mean, let us know what y'all believe. Do you guys really think that these taxi drivers were seeing ghosts and were picking them up?
Yeah.
Taking them to these destinations, or do you think they're all just lying? They're all just
trying
to pull a trick on us or something. You know what I mean?
Pull the curtain over our eyes.
That's where the thing that I don't get is like, do they have like meetings where all these taxi drivers meet up? It's like, all right, next week start telling everyone
the stories around. We gotta pass the stories around because we gotta all get news coverage. All right.
Like what?
For what?
Doesn't make any sense.
It's not gonna help you get sales.
No,
I think your sales are gonna drop.
No, for real.
I'm like, I don't want to sit in the back seat and potentially some spirit is gonna be in the same car as me, bro. That's terrifying. I'm cool.
Trying to ride share with me.
Seen it? Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'm cool.
And you seen it
and heard it talking to you?
I'm cool. Clearly?
Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
I'm cool.
Yeah, nah, that's craziness, bro.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I did see a little footage actually of when it happened. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, and I think they might have a Netflix documentary where they're talking about it too. I've seen clips of it online of the Netflix documentary where they go
talking about the earthquake,
talking about the earthquakes, and then talking about the ghosts, the aftermath and the stuff that happened afterwards.
No, because I'm talking about I seen
the earthquakes. Yeah, me too. I remember seeing,
and when the tsunami starts.
No, that was crazy.
Take everything.
Yeah, no, that was crazy, and it was just a weird phenomenon that was happening where a lot of people were seeing these people who weren't supposed to be there anymore.
Yeah, Let me ask you a question then. What do you think about after Hiroshima? Do you think there was a lot of spirits?
Oh, for sure. I mean, their bodies were literally imprinted in the ground.
It was their shadows.
Yeah.
Like your shadow was cemented in time. Like they literally tattooed your shadow on the sidewalk or on a wall. I think they probably did unless they wanted to remember those people. That would kind of be
for
claimed.
Sure did. No, I think they did take out those parts of the ground or whatever that had them and kept it. Because dude, that makes sense. Bro, that place had to be littered with
ghosts.
And
because like you said, if they believe it's a thing of you had unfinished business or you didn't know you
died suddenly or whatever.
Yeah, because bro, that's super sudden. 1 second you're hanging out with your kid and you're playing with your dog, you're petting your dog. The next second you're flash bang just happens and then you don't exist anymore. That quick.
That's not like all these places that stuff like that happen. Yeah. And this is where it kind of makes me believe less in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that in a way, which is kind of ironic because we've been talking about how we believe in the stuff this whole episode.
Go ahead. You gotta do the other side.
But like, Ground Zero, for example, you brought it up, 9/11.
Yeah.
Why isn't that place haunted up the wazoo? Like, why aren't people just walking around their coffee cups and starts floating in midair or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why aren't people seeing spirits running around like, where's my family?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, these dudes all died suddenly.
You know what's interesting? Maybe we just haven't done any research into it because
maybe people have seen. Nah, maybe you have people in New York. Any New Yorkers out there?
Yeah, let us know what's up.
Let us know if y'all heard of stories. There's got to be stories of stuff like that.
I think so, bro. I think there has to be stories of because I mean we've heard reincarnation stories of some kid that's talking about he was in the World Trade Center.
No, you're right.
He's like, I remember I was working and then the building was on fire.
Yeah, because you gotta think about it like,
how does this kid know this?
You go to like, especially like New York is such an old state. Like, bro, why isn't there ghosts from the Civil War times are walking around?
I know that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just see like some army.
Is it like a certain like
period of time?
They could just be wandering and then they go away, or and I guess people would say like not everyone can see them.
Yeah.
That's another thing too, where it's like, you just like we probably don't have the ability to see stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's probably a fucking ghost right here.
I know, bro.
He's a big fan. Shout out to bro. He's there every episode. You know what I'm saying? But we just don't see him all the time.
We can't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it even goes further. Like, why is like And maybe some of these people just go to heaven or hell or whatever it is, but it's
Just
like
instantly.
why is it that I don't see like freaking Captain Morgan, like this like like a pirate ass dude,
Christopher Columbus and stuff, you know what I mean?
Or George Washington.
Yeah. Why aren't these guys around?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe those dudes accepted that they were dead.
And then it just they got to the other side.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's another reason why. That's a good argument for why you go to the Battle of Gettysburg now.
Yeah.
And there's not just random soldiers roaming around because
Wailing
I feel
ghosts.
like if you're going into the war or into a war, you kind of, even if you don't want to fully accept it, you kind of know in the back of your head that like, I might not make it out of this.
Yeah, 100%.
So
you kind of are accepting
it. That's why they're not, wandering around like
they just
crazy.
go wherever
you know
they
what
go.
I'm saying? Yeah. So that kind of makes sense why we don't see, Civil War guys
that
or
makes
whatever.
sense. Yeah.
But it's like, why don't we see, ghosts from like the Boston Marathon and stuff?
Yes.
Or ghosts from, 9/11 or
any of these like
any of
major
these things,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Why are we seeing Astroworld ghosts from the
Crazy.
Astroworld concert?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They died unexpectedly.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that is probably what it is. It's a lot of like back in the day stuff, you know what I mean, that they already had finished business because they already knew they were going to die.
And then, maybe just people just can't see the ghosts who didn't have unfinished business or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to throw a bunch of babies out there so they could see it or whatever.
Oh, God, yeah. A bunch of ghost babies? That would be the best way
No,
to...
regular babies. I guess babies and kids could see ghosts and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't understand what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have
They're
this other
more
weird
pure,
perception.
more pure.
Yeah, but that isn't why. Why do you have to be more pure to see ghosts?
I don't know.
Because apparently cameras can see ghosts. Certain cameras, Like what's
just good cameras, not
good
bad cameras.
Not bad cameras. Yeah, but I don't know. That's so interesting how it's a back in the day thing, I guess. But speaking of strange things, this teacher did the nasty in front of her whole class with another student.
Really? Give him a little show.
Bro, this is insane. So the teacher's name was Brittany Zamora, and she was 27 years old. This happens in Arizona. It was in 2018. She worked at this like elementary school.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. So these kids were really young. And she started getting like a liking to this one 13-year-old boy that was in her class, one of her classes. She would always give him like special treatment. She would always talk to him the most in class, give him extra help, things like that. And even some of the other students would notice it. Like, this is a little bit weird, but they just thought maybe whatever. He's just
a good student.
A good student, right? And I guess this one day after class, she tells him to like wait back, like, hey, just stay back real quick. He goes and stays back. She tells him, hey, maybe one of these days you should text me when I'm bored. The teacher says this. So bro is just like, okay. And it's like she wanted him to text her on this school app. You know what I mean, right? Like, when we're in school, there'll be like all these school apps. She told him to text her on one of those. So he ends up hitting her up on that app. They start texting back and forth on this app. They are texting on there for a while, and eventually she asked the kid, like, hey, now you can get my number or whatever, because I think she wanted to cover her tracks. So he ends up texting her through like iMessage, or I think it was Instagram. They're going back and forth, and this lady does the weirdest thing. She goes and offers this kid nudes. She offers him nude pictures of herself, and the little boy's like,
hell yeah.
Okay.
13 years old. He's like, hell yeah.
So she sends him nudes, and then she asks for some in return.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty sure the kid sent them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So she starts telling him stuff like, I want you all the time, 24/7. Dude. And she was just like wilding with this little boy. So they started having like this real sexual.
7 years old.
Yeah.
Dude.
A grown-ass woman, mind you. They start having this sexual relationship through like texting and things like that. And dude, for months, she would allow this little boy to do stuff to her in the school parking lot and in her own classroom.
Wow.
And he would like
during recess, like after school type
stuff like that.
Yeah,
In between times, she would let him like smack in her car, and she would have a random like 11-year-old boy that I guess the kid trusted to keep watch as they were doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, this is real. This is actually real. It blew my mind. And apparently, how, and I got a theory about this afterwards. How teachers would be like, oh, we're going to watch like a movie today in class, and they'll turn the lights down and whatever.
Yeah.
She would do that randomly throughout like the school year. She would just like, and it was probably more than other teachers, how much movies they would watch. She would turn a movie on, and she would call the kid to the back of the classroom, and she would do stuff with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She would do that in the back of the class.
While the other kids are watching
While all the other kids are watching movies and stuff.
There's no way no other kid noticed.
I know.
Some kid had to have seen what was going on.
Yeah. This goes on for a while, like a couple months, and then eventually the kid's parents, they had this app on their phone that was connected to his phone to monitor all the apps and things that he goes on for, like, every month.
Yeah.
And, so on. They end up seeing the messages between him and the teacher, and the dad
God.
is livid, bro. He loses his mind. He instantly talks to the principal, tells the principal, and before the principal can even get to the police, because they call her in the office, like, is this even real? Like, what the hell is going on? She's sitting there denying it, everything like that. The dad, one night, he gets a call, and it's from this lady's husband. She was married. Yeah, she was married.
The teacher was married.
The teacher was married. He gets a call from her husband, and her husband is just like, look, dude, we can figure this out. We don't need to get police involved.
What?
I swear.
Yo.
I swear.
Trying to cover up your wife's tracks from being a freaking PDF file?
Yeah. Is insane.
It's crazy,
and then,
dude.
Bro, they find evidence of this guy pretty much coaching her how to get out of it. He was just like, look, if they catch you, this is what you do. You got to cry. Say the little boy, like, forced you to do this stuff.
No way,
and
bro.
all this other stuff, bro. He was into it.
They got to check his hard drives, too.
Oh, definitely, bro. They got to check his everything.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Yeah, and then
maybe he, like, got off on that type of thing.
that's what I'm saying.
Like, maybe he
he liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he liked watching his girl. He liked getting cucked by a little boy.
Yeah. Bro, that's crazy, bro.
I know, yeah. So then they ended up getting old girl because they got all the evidence they needed from the parents of the kid, and she ended up getting 20 years in prison.
Just 20 is
Just 20
bro.
years, yeah. It seems like that's kind of a common thing for women that do, like, super heinous crimes. It's like 20 is max.
Yeah, and I don't know what, like, the statute of limitation is to that
Yeah.
stuff, because I think, like, they probably won't give you life for something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But 20 years
20 years
still
just
feels
seems like
too
such a short,
bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like she's going to get out when she's, like, what, 40 something,
Yeah.
maybe, like, 50. The kid is going to be, like, 30 something.
Exactly.
What if she just goes back and
Spins
finds
back?
him? Yeah.
Nah, she wouldn't want to spin back because he's too old now.
That's true. She likes him young.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. And this is what's so crazy. Let me just say this though. You know what my brother said that I thought was interesting, because I told him this story last night. I was just telling him on some random stuff. I said to my brother, I was like, why does this keep happening? What is going on in today's time, right? And my brother was like, you know how it seems like, PDF files and things like that have skyrocketed because the invention of the internet? He was like, I don't think so. He was like, I think
They've always been here.
they've always been here, but back in the day, these young boys wouldn't tell.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's always the parents that catch the boys. But the girls, they've always snitched.
Yeah.
They've always been like, all right, I ain't gonna lie, I did something with my teacher, and now they feel bad.
Yeah.
But the kids, bro, they gonna ride that on as
swear to
long as
God.
they can. They gonna tell the homies.
Yeah.
They gonna whoop-de-whoop a lot of the time. And I'm not saying this shit's cool, but
No,
it's just
it's
like,
not cool.
that's
But-
what would usually be. And I
Bro,
think since back in the day, these teachers were doing it.
I mean, and let's be honest. One, teachers have gotten a lot younger.
Yes.
Than they were
way
back in the
younger,
day.
bro. These teachers were, bro, I'm talking chopped back in the day. All of them.
They're super old. They're
Yeah.
like people's fucking moms and
Exactly.
grandmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowadays, the teachers are a lot younger.
Yep.
Bro, a 13-year-old kid, especially with a younger girl like
Yeah,
that,
bro, come on.
he's going to take that chance. Bro.
Yeah. He thinks she's hot.
He's going to do it.
And, bro, she's not a bad looking teacher either. I'm not
He's
going to lie. I
gonna-
could literally show you.
He's going to do it, bro. You know what I mean? And he's going to try his hardest to keep it stitched.
Oh, yeah, me.
I mean, obviously, this kid was.
He kept it stitched.
Even had little boys that having,
Yeah.
being lookout for him and shit.
He had the younger classmates talking about 11-year-old. Come here. Keep watch.
But 11-year-old probably thought he was so cool.
He thought he was so cool. He's sitting there like, dude, that's so crazy. But you got to think about it, bro. She's mentally ill.
No, for real,
You have
bro.
two little boys that are pretty much watching, because you don't think that little boy was turning around getting a peek?
He for sure peeked.
He was definitely getting a peek.
Come on now. Let's be
Let
real.
alone with all this stuff on social media. Like, bro, you go on TikTok, there's ass everywhere. There's titties everywhere. You go on Instagram, it's even worse.
You don't think little Tommy told
Yeah.
his friends, like, bro, when she puts on Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah.
pay attention to the
Yeah,
back
I was
of
going to
the
say, when she puts on Nightmare Before Christmas, it's go time.
classroom. Yeah. While the singing's happening and it's really loud.
Yeah, once you
but
start
look-
hearing that, this is Halloween.
Yeah.
That's the cue to turn around and look
You
at
know
me,
what
bro.
I'm saying? Look what's going on in
Yeah.
the back of the classroom.
Yep.
Like, bro, there's no way
There's
the
no
kid
way.
didn't gossip it to his little homies, because
Yeah.
let's be real, bro. If it was you,
Dude,
if it was me,
Dude.
at 13,
Yeah.
14 years old,
I'm going to sit there and be
this is like
I'm gonna
what,
bro.
7th grade, 8th
Yes.
grade, 6th grade era, middle school.
Yes, bro. We were doing stuff like Slap Ass Friday in like 5th grade. What are we talking about?
Come on, bro. That's around the time when people start getting little girlfriends, start having
Yeah.
their first kisses,
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Oh, God.
And this kid is,
He's
you know what I
13.
mean? He's at tier 15 already.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know what I'm
he's
saying?
already at the brink of, like, he's about to go to high school.
I swear
soon.
to God.
This little dude,
he knows what he's doing.
What
he knows what's going on, especially in this 2018.
Yes.
Bro, he had social media.
That's what I'm saying. This isn't in the 1960s when you were 13, you were actually a kid. You were still playing with like fucking dirt and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. Versus now, kids grow up fast. I swear to God. Way faster than we did, to be honest with you.
For sure.
I'm just being honest. So
2018, that kid was on all types of social media, was doing all types of things.
Yep.
Surfing the web.
Clearly, he was surfing the web. She texted on Instagram and stuff, and got his number.
Yeah, and I just think it's like a combination of all these things where like a lot of these teachers are younger now, so they're more closer in age with these kids, so they might have more relatability, I guess, kind of. Yeah. I mean, 27 to 13 is a crazy gap.
But she's probably just like, I like Amazing World of Gumball too.
Yeah. I loved Adventure Time. You know, she's doing all this. Yeah. And this kid is like, oh, me too. And then they start, hooking up with
gross, dude. I'm just, look, for all the guys, let us know, bro, what y'all think about this situation. I don't know, but
they're going to be talking about something. Wish it could be me.
Yeah, where were these teachers at when I was in school? It's like, I'm already knowing. But let us know, bro. Y'all think this lady's nasty. Y'all think this lady's whatever. In the end of the day, she's nasty.
She's disgusting.
Yeah. You feel me?
And I think it's going to for sure mess up that kid in the long run, even if he doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't
There's definitely going to, but I don't know. Let me ask you a question, bro. If you were 13 years old, I just want to make this personal. You were 13 years old, and some teacher that you thought was bad as fuck goes and lets you do some freaknik.
Yeah.
You think you're going to be damaged? You think a little bit the idea of it of like this bitch was like older and like there's something wrong with her.
I don't think I would realize until I'm her age.
Probably. I feel what you're saying.
I think I would like live the rest of my life like normal, kind of tell my friends here and there.
And then you have a 13-year-old son.
I think once I hit, whatever age to I have kids or even damn near when I hit her age at like 27 or something. Yeah. And then I see like my nephew or niece is like 13 at the time or something.
Dude, I didn't even realize. We're almost there.
Yeah, on God, yeah. Shut the fuck up. But but I think I would like wait until I get to that age, and then I'll realize like, bro, I was a little ass boy.
Yeah, at 13.
No pubes on my shit.
Yeah, at all.
I look like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I think that's when it'll hit me like, bro, that girl was sick.
That's something up with her.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's when I don't think it would affect like throughout high school. I think I'll be cool.
Yeah.
My early 20s, I'll probably be cool. I'll probably maybe think about it like, damn, that bitch was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would hit me until I get closer to her age. Then I'll realize like she was sick.
Because you know what it reminds me of? It's a lot of the like Lil Wayne situation and everything. Because Lil Wayne said, bro, his uncles and all them be like, hey, suck off Wayne, and he's like fucking 8.
Yeah.
And this grown woman did it.
That's sick.
It's like, and then he was telling this story, bro, at first when, like, when he was kind of going up in his career, he would say, like, it was a joke. Like, yeah, bro, they put me on, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And then it's like, when he started having kids and shit, he was like, yeah, bro, that shit wasn't cool.
That's just crazy. And I think it also hit me even more when I have my own kid.
Yeah.
And then my kid is 13 years old or whatever age I am when that happened to me. And then I realized, like, bro.
It's possible.
That is insane. This little kid.
Yeah.
That's me. That was how I was when I was a little kid.
Yep.
And this girl took advantage of my urges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, as a child.
And I think that's the real problem of it. It's like, this little horn dog of a little boy.
He's down.
Who's, he's having these things going through his brain.
He doesn't understand.
Figuring stuff out. And then you're kind of attractive.
Yeah.
And you're old enough to realize like this isn't good.
Yeah.
But you're still going past all that to try to get this little boy to get in your pants.
It's disgusting, dude. So I don't know, but man, guys, like I said, let us know what y'all think about this one, man, or any of the other stories. We gonna get up out of here. TV4Y podcast on everything. We love you guys. Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts. Almost forgot that one. I always do. Follow the other page, Couch Critics, man. I'm actually going to throw it up on the screen so y'all can just, feel me, show some love over there, man. We do a lot of the reviews over there. If you like our review stuff, go check that out. And like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye-bye.